The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Conor Commentary, a hilarious take on news, politics, sports, and current events. It's time to buckle up. Here's Conor.
All right, guys, it is the much anticipated 6-month anniversary. And as you can see, Ed, can we zoom in on the cake here? Oh, we're waiting. Here we go.
There we go.
The cake is here.
The cake.
Oh, nice. Which we've been talking about for like 3 or 4 weeks. I made that myself, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people thought my mom did it, but
You
did it.
I did it.
Just this morning?
Just this morning, yeah.
Wow.
You know, Ed's a baker.
Ed, you are a baker, right?
I can make a cake.
You can make a cake. You're a cook too, aren't you?
I can cook stuff. I can do stuff.
You
But
can
more
do stuff.
baker,
All
more,
right.
I like the baking.
which is more a science.
That is, right?
Yeah,
Can you cook?
I cannot. I
You
can
can't?
cook. I can
No?
cook food. I owned a restaurant actually.
Oh, you did?
I owned a diner when I was
So-
a kid.
When?
So we could put you
You've done a lot of things,
Yeah,
man.
that was my first thing.
we
Yeah.
could put you right on the grill and you cook us
I could.
breakfast.
I could make a couple.
You should get one of
couple
those.
few hundred breakfasts in a day.
All right.
You can get one of those Blackstones
Yes.
that Pit Life Barbecue talks
Yeah,
about.
absolutely.
That
That's
looks
true.
perfect.
There's a plug to Pit Life Barbecue. Go on
Yeah.
and watch them. They're a podcast out of podcast.
They,
out
they
of
owe
20
you
Studio
a
21.
plug now.
I guess so.
I'll tell them.
All right, you can let them know.
So 6 months.
6 months.
Congratulations.
You were
Big.
on 20 weeks ago. This is Dave Garofalo, the owner here at
Just
Studio
to-
21, by the way.
With the slowest, I'm looking at your stats and
Yep.
following your numbers. The worst episode you ever
Is
had
it
was
re-
with
I don't
me.
think it was.
No,
I don't think it was.
I don't
Was
think
it,
it
Ed?
was.
Really?
We've had a few, but
know.
they've
I'll-
all been good. Everyone's so supportive, man. I appreciate that.
I'll do some
It's crazy.
digging. I'll only call out the worst episode if it's you, Dave.
Okay.
Because I don't want to make anyone else feel bad
But-
except you.
If not, we'll keep it on the down
It's
low.
okay because you brought in some great stuff.
Right.
And I think it was a snowstorm or something, and you said, "Okay,
Yeah.
jump in." But this time, your anniversary
I'm
of
ready.
you actually asked me to
That's
be here,
right.
so I say we celebrate.
I thought it was
we
only
have
fitting.
cake here. I say we go for cake.
Yep.
I got you a couple of these. This is
Wow.
your 6-month. These are little keychains.
Oh, thank you.
Studio 21
love it.
keychains, little microphones.
Wow, I didn't even know you have this
There
stuff.
we
You got
go.
all sorts of stuff now, huh?
We make sure you're going to last.
Yeah.
So you made it through 6
Made
months.
it to 6 months.
Milestone, by the way.
Yep.
You lose, what do we say, like 90% of the people quit after 7 episodes or so.
Right.
Then you got, even a bigger amount that by 6 months are long gone. To hit the 1-year milestone, you're 6 months away from it, it almost takes everybody out.
Right.
And the key to it is consistency, doing it over and over.
Yep.
You're making habits for people watching your show, and it becomes habit forming. And I love it, and I'm missing it. And then you'll get people to binge listen to this, and that'll become the next step. I've been doing this 10 years, so
Right. 10 years. You haven't missed any episodes, right?
never missed the show. No,
That's crazy.
10 years, and our show was way too long, the Cigar Authority.
Yep.
But anyway, this is better. There's no doubt about it. My part of Studio 21 is to actually give constructive criticism. And
I was going to ask you, what do you have for me 6 months
man,
in?
it's unbelievable.
What can we do to get it better, though? That's what I always think. I was thinking that today. I'm like, what can we do to even keep this thing going?
Me and Ed, you went downstairs to go to the bathroom before the show.
Yep.
And we talked about you behind your back.
Nice. I was going to ask you about that, too.
We
We'll
did.
talk
Yeah,
about
we
that in a
did.
minute.
So now we'll let it out. I said, imagine we tried very hard for you not to join the group.
Absolutely, yes. I was
And-
going to talk
and
about
it
that, yeah.
And it was of nothing other than, I don't want to take this young guy's money, and there's no shot at a direction where we're going. Because at the beginning, I'm saying, what's this about? We're going to talk about everything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, boy.
Yeah. The
I
rule
remember
number
that.
1, don't talk
Don't
about
talk
everything.
about everything.
Right. And so I'm like, and we did, right? We tried
Yep.
to say, don't do it. You came up the next week and brought James with you and said,
I
"See
did,
ya,"
yeah.
After we still went into
Right.
mode of.
See, they won't let me do a show.
Yeah. Like,
And
tell him, James.
So I said, all right, if you end up wanting to do it. And we were at the end of episode 1. And, this is always, you said you were a little nervous on episode 1 and stuff. You
Right.
did unbelievable episode 1 because we've seen everybody do episode 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, wow, this was way better than I thought it was. But by episode 4 or 5 or something, I said, wow, we got it wrong. And
Yeah.
we were talking
Yeah.
with you away and said, we got it wrong. We got it wrong.
We got it wrong.
Because I was thinking about that. It took me the third meeting, and on the third meeting, you're like, this kid's not going to go away. You
No.
want to do the show, you can do it.
All
And
right,
I was thinking,
do
I'm
it.
like, I wonder what you guys said after I left.
It's-
like what you two talked about once I was
well,
gone.
We said it's going to be an unmitigated disaster, but he really seems like he wants to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't know where you're going to go. And we discussed, okay, what are you going to do? And you say, well, my mother's going to do this football picks,
Yep.
and I'm going to bring different people on from different things. And I just could not envision it until I saw it.
Right.
And then I said, it's a
Yeah.
good show. And we each week, I've never missed one of your shows. Every single week I watch it, and
Yep.
it's something different every single time.
Right.
So it is a variety show.
It is a variety show.
And we don't have another one. There's 20 different podcasts here. There's no variety show.
No,
Uh,
because everyone else did what we said except him.
Right. Every single person, too, that I've seen, it's like you got to pick a niche or niche. What's the
Yes.
word? Is it niche or niche?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Either or either
Yeah.
is acceptable.
Either or either,
ni-
right? It's the same thing.
Niche you would hear more in the United States.
Okay.
Niche, drifts towards the French.
Yep.
So maybe the Canadians say niche, but you can use
Either? Okay.
Right.
So now that I'm here, and here we are, and it's celebration, and you have cake.
We
By the
have
way,
cake.
I'm on a diet.
Yep.
I don't want to have any
You're doing the
cake.
keto, right?
I've been doing keto. It's 9 months. We do a show called The Snack Authority. I haven't been on it for 9 months because I'm trying to stay good. It's ready to fall apart.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Is it driving you crazy?
yeah, it's enough. 42 pounds, which is great.
That is great.
But
Well, Dave, do you,
no,
find,
no pizza, man. I couldn't
No
do it. I
pizza.
couldn't go 9 months without pizza.
do you find that it helps to smoke a cigar?
It does.
It does.
Oh.
And I have never smoked one, so here we go.
and you're going to do it.
I'm nervous.
You're
Yep.
gonna do it,
You
'cause-
don't inhale, right?
You don't.
Okay.
And I don't want to be a pusher, but
Yep.
this is how we celebrate. Ed-
Okay.
Ed, I'll throw you one.
Yeah.
There you go. Ed Sullivan, let's
And-
go.
For now, 28-year-olds are still allowed to smoke cigars.
Yes, just barely, right?
Really?
What's the age? Didn't they put it to 19? I think we
Tw-
talked
21
about that.
now.
21 now?
nationally, yeah, 21. It just gets worse and worse.
They were doing 19. That was, I think you came on like 20 weeks ago, maybe?
Yep.
So in
Yep.
20 weeks, it went from 19 to 21?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is
And
that bad for business?
I know a
Nah,
lot.
there's mostly people usually start around 30 years old. They start-
Right.
You're 28. You're ahead of the game anyway. You got a podcast for 6 months.
Yep.
Look at you. You're rocking. There's a whole cake sitting here looking at me. Please
Well,
get it
there
away.
is.
And actually, some states are talking about moving it up to 25.
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can, but then you'd be able to drink alcohol but not smoke a cigar.
Correct.
That's insane.
Well, you can join the military now.
Yeah,
and
you can join the
can't do
military at
either.
18. Yeah. You
So
join the military. You
Let me
can't do
teach
anything
you a little
else.
about a cigar.
All right, let's
Dave,
see.
I'm
You
gonna
teach- I
jump
know,
ahead,
I know
'cause-
little.
Jump ahead.
Go ahead, Ed.
Take
I
it
know
out
you're a
of the
professional.
take it out of the cellophane because I see people smoke cigars and smell them through the cellophane. That's not how you do it.
All right.
There's two ways to smell a cigar. You smell the body of the cigar,
All right.
roll it under your nose like that.
It smells pretty good. Yeah.
Little sweet,
Yeah, it does smell sweet.
little more sweet. If the foot of the cigar, the open end,
Yep.
smell in there.
All
Little,
right.
little raisiny sweetness that's in there. So those are the two places you smoke a cigar. It's sealed on the other end, so it has to be cut.
Okay.
There's a little teeny cap that's on it. I see people cut way too far
Oh,
on a
there's a
cigar.
cap on the top of this thing?
Yep,
Oh,
that's
all right.
what's holding it.
Yep.
So if you tried to smoke, nothing's going to come out.
All right.
So what I got to do is put my cigar cutter, it's a guillotine cutter,
Nice.
and put it a little bit on it, latch onto it.
Or
push
as
down-
the French say, guillotine.
Guillotine.
And then
That's
I-
Gary Marino from a few weeks ago. He's big in the guillotine.
So I'm latched on, I'm pushing down,
Yep.
and I cut like that, and I open up the end like this.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm going to give you a cutter
All right.
for you to do it.
Which
and
one does it
notice,
go in?
open it up,
Yep. Oh, like
and
this.
notice you have training wheels on it.
I do.
You can't go any further than that end. there.
All right, good.
Yours is with training wheels.
Cut it right into this thing?
Yep.
All right.
Push it, cut one slit, boom, and now it opened it up. Beautiful.
did.
So now you got a spot. Now you put the cigar in your teeth,
Mm,
wrap around, and take a draw.
that makes
You're
sense.
not going to inhale. You're going to take it like you drink into a straw, right?
Yep.
Taste anything?
Yeah. I don't know yet, though. Tastes a little sweet.
A little sweet.
Yeah.
It's only tobacco. There's
All
nothing else added to this.
No, there's no THC or anything.
There's nothing in it but a tobacco leaf. That's all it is. Tobacco leaf and water is the makeup of it. That's the ingredients.
Nice.
But this is a Honduran cigar. It uses Honduran tobacco and an Ecuadorian shade wrapper on it. Just happens to be. But no, actually, this is a Dominican. We're smoking La Giana Havana. No, it's Honduran. That's right.
Honduran?
It's Honduran from Honduras. So now I'm going to light the cigar.
All right.
Remember when you used to toast marshmallows and you go too close to the fire?
Yep.
And the marshmallow
Did
turns
it all the
black?
time. Yeah.
And then you take the black off it and you still eat it and it still tastes like black.
Yep.
That's what most people light a cigar. They light it wrong. And I don't care if they've been smoking cigars for 20 years or something. People do it wrong. I'm going to tell you how to do it right.
All right.
You might as well do your first one.
And my first one, I might as well know how to do it correct,
That's
right?
it. So here's a jet flame lighter that I'm going to use.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Things like
Really,
a torch.
It is a torch. So I'm going to hit it in the center and up.
All right.
And I'm going to hold it at an angle, center and up. If I hit it at the bottom, it's going to roll under here and it's going to scorch the whole wrapper.
Okay.
Just like burning the marshmallow.
Right.
And then as I take a draw into it, that scorch is going to go throughout the whole cigar, and all I can taste is scorch. And a lot of people end up saying, oh, you know what I tasted is just cigars. They all taste the same.
Right.
So I'm hitting it in the center and up.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm toasting it. I'm going to turn it up a little more than that. Center and up.
Center and up, yeah.
And I'm going to roll it, right?
Paulie says, did Obi-Wan Kenobi just walk by?
You want to know who that was? That was Ed behind the scenes. That was Wilson hiding on the other side of the fence.
Nobody ever saw Ed Sullivan before.
I know. No one's seen you. Ed, try the cake. We got to get a review.
Yeah, I'll be eating the cake while you're reviewing this cigar.
All right, you do that.
So my cigar's all toasted, right?
Yep.
So now I'm going to put it in my mouth. Put the lighter near it.
Yep. Just like that?
Just holding the smoke in my cheeks, not in my lungs. Blow it out, and then taste.
All right.
So
let's see if I can figure this out. So we got to light it at the top, the
center and up.
the top, right?
Center and up.
Like this?
Yep, and then turn it.
Yep. Center and up.
You're not on it.
Oh, I'm not on it. I know. Let's go.
So go this way on the cigar. There we go.
Like this.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Okay,
Now
so he's toasting the cigar up. This is, to a lot of people, smoking a cigar is a celebratory thing.
All right.
This is a big thing to celebrate. 6 months of doing a podcast every single week.
Every single week.
Never missed
Never
a show.
missed a show.
This is it.
We haven't.
Okay.
All right. Am I ready?
Yep.
All right.
So now I'm going to hit you with it when you end up doing it. Don't inhale. Blow it out. Now the aftertaste that happens is the finish. This is what people taste. You don't taste smoke because you're blowing that out.
Yep.
It's what's left after that. You don't inhale it. You just take it, put it in your mouth, blow it out like wine drinkers do.
Right.
They swish it around their mouth and they spit in a bucket sometimes. Wine tasters,
yeah.
right?
If you're a real wine
Right.
taster, you don't actually drink it. I know a lot of people go to the wine tastings just to get drunk.
So we get it, get the smoke in our mouth, blow it out, and then we're tasting. And we're tasting subtle flavors of tobacco. Coming out. Look at you.
A little bit, yeah.
This first cigar
First
ever.
cigar ever.
Ever.
And there's so many different ones. We have 1,100 at Two Guys Smoke Shop. 1,100 different things. So why? Because every one is very different from the other. And that's like, I don't know if you're into microbrew beers.
Yep.
The guys that are into microbrew beers is always wanting to try the next one. That's how cigar smoking is. It's not like cigarette smoking. I smoke Marlboro cigarettes or something. Not that at all. Cigar smokers are trying different things all the time because each leaf is different. The primings, the year, the crop, the country of origin, everything determines of the flavor of cigar. This happens to be a light cigar. It's pretty light. Me and Ed were talking before the show. Where should we go with this? Your cigar is out.
Is it out?
Yep. So you got to take a hit on this every minute or so.
And
so a little harder pull to have it lit up. Pull a little harder. Okay.
There we go.
now,
What would happen if I accidentally inhaled this thing?
Don't do it. It's not good. It's accidentally happened to me. If I was carrying something and I had the cigar in my mouth, I can't do that. I can't keep a cigar in my mouth. Ed does all the time, but I can't do it because I actually breathe.
Right.
And when I do that, that's
and there are challenges because often the smoke will get in your eyes
Yeah.
if you're just trying to hold it in your mouth. But
People don't know either, Ed. You've probably smoked a cigar on every show, right? Behind the scenes.
on your show,
On my show, right?
there wouldn't have been one where I didn't.
Yeah, right.
Um,
If they don't complain, they don't want him not to do it. He does.
Right.
I do it,
He does.
and
I don't think we've had anyone complain, right? I don't know. Anyone who's been on, chime in. Have you ever seen Ed not smoke a cigar on the show when you were here?
I think not.
So what do you think? Is this different than you thought it was going to be?
A little bit, yeah.
What did you think? It was going to be
I thought it was going to be harsher.
strong,
Yes,
harsh, yeah?
I thought it was going to be harsher.
It's I've never had a cigarette in my life, so I can't
never
even
had
compare
one,
it.
no?
Never did vape, never did a cigarette, never
Right.
did chewing tobacco.
You know what happens, Dave? I think lots of times people, their first cigar is a cheap machine-made cigar.
Yeah.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, this is a premium cigar to begin with.
Right.
right, and those tend to have let's call it overtones of nastiness to them.
right.
And so people
Artificial stuff. There's
Yeah.
nothing. This is premium, just a tobacco leaf. But when we talk, and Ed along with me, we are blind reviewers for a magazine, cigar magazine called Cigar Journal. It's a European magazine. They have 20 blind tasters across the country,
Yeah.
across the world, actually. We're two of them.
Oh, really?
And when, like wine magazines and stuff, where they say, oh, it's some oak flavor and cherry and this, and it's only grapes, we're those guys that do it for cigar magazines. And as we smoke the cigar, I may say, I taste cashews.
Yep. Is that something they put? That's like what they put? Try
They
and
don't
make
put
it taste
anything
like
in it. Nope,
No.
Okay.
not at all. But think about cashews
that? Yep.
and see if there's no cashews in it, but can you taste a little bit of cashew maybe?
or even nuttiness.
I don't know what I
Yeah.
taste. I don't know what I taste in this one.
Well,
What do you think?
I'll tell you.
And it will change as it goes on too.
Right.
Because the tobacco leaf, how a tobacco leaf is shaped, the point is going to be fuller bodied and it gets milder as the tobacco goes down. It depends where they put the leaf, in what direction they put it. But you're smoking exactly what I'm smoking is
Mhm.
exactly what he's smoking, even though it's maybe a different people rolled it. But the
Mhm.
ingredients of this, just like making a sauce, right?
Yep.
The ingredients are the same exact thing. And the idea is to make the cigar the same so that somebody buys it over and over and over again. They're smoking the same thing.
Right.
So if you don't like it, you don't like it. There's no sense in smoking the cigar next week because it's going to be the same cigar.
Paulie says Connor's grounded when Mom finds out.
Mom wouldn't like this?
Oh, I'm in big trouble, apparently. I'm not allowed to smoke cigars or do anything. I have to stay at home and read.
It is, and I'll tell you, it's not a habit-forming thing. I'll say this, unfortunately,
No,
because I'm in the cigar business. Wouldn't it be nice if people were addicted to it and had to do it?
Yeah. Well,
But-
that's cigarettes.
Right.
Right.
But when
Or
it comes to
you want a liquor
cigars,
store.
our business drops. It crashes in the wintertime. Summertime
Right.
comes, golf time, barbecues,
Yep.
things like that. All of a
High
sudden,
school
boom.
graduations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And business.
College graduations. That must be the biggest time, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it used to be high school graduations. No
Right
more.
now, you got to be 21. They're going to have to
21.
send the parents in,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. And
That's insane.
Connor, you got an invitation here. Matt Tobacco says if Connor turns out to be a good cigar smoker,
Yep.
he can come visit the Ash Holes.
The
Wow.
Ash Holes podcast.
All
Imagine
right.
you go on there.
Let's go. There's another plug, guys. Watch the Ash Holes
the
as
Ash
well.
Holes. And watch for Conor to be on there. So
I like it.
you like it.
Yeah. It tastes pretty good.
And again,
It's not harsh
you're
either. I
so-
thought it was going to be much harsher. That was
Yeah.
my expectation.
Well, Ed likes the ones that are a little more
little
oomph to
more
it.
oomph.
Ed, did you have the cake?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think? If my mom's going to be watching, so we
Well-
got to tell her.
Connor, you
Let's
claim
see.
to have made this.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
the cake that I made. What do you think, Ed?
I think it's very moist. Did you?
Is that a good thing?
Did you? Oh yeah. Did you
Okay.
go with butter or oil?
I think we did both.
Did
we.
you? We.
We.
Now it's a group effort.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how to use a stove.
And
Okay.
It's got a very rich chocolate flavor.
Yep.
I'm thinking.
I like the sprinkles on the top of the chocolate.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
chocolate
Shaved
shaved.
chocolate.
It's shaved chocolate, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's what we discussed before.
And so you probably went with a good quality cocoa powder for
I
the
think that's what
chocolate.
it was, the cocoa powder.
Yeah, yeah. If you get a good quality one, it's great for the flavor.
Right.
Now, on to the icing. Perfect.
Perfect. All right.
Right,
Nice.
because what people tend to do is go too sweet
Yep.
on the icing, and no good.
Right. Or they use the already made stuff.
Right.
The convectional stuff. I
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get a can of frosting and just slap it on.
No, you got to make it from scratch. Right?
I've had Ed's,
Dave, you would not like this, but it's delicious.
I'm sure I would love it. I had your carrot cake.
And you don't
before,
even like carrot cake, right?
but it was the best I ever had.
A
Wow.
phenomenal carrot cake, yeah. And it counts as a serving of vegetables.
Does
There's
it?
a pound of carrots,
Which is
in there.
perfect.
Which is perfect if you're on the diet, right?
My God. So you feel like I don't know, successful smoking a cigar?
I guess so. Yeah. I'm up here on the stage. We're doing the cake.
What's
6
bigger than
months.
this?
I know. How many people have made it to 6 months you have here?
Okay, I'm going to teach you how to flick the ash. You were
All
trying
right,
to
'cause I
flick
don't know
the
how to
ash.
do it. I'm trying to do it. I can't do it.
It's
Actually,
too early for you, but
It is.
when
Oh,
it is
okay.
ready.
So we get to
It's
keep
not
going?
It's not a cigarette. We don't flick it like a cigarette.
Right.
You place it at the bottom of an ashtray.
Yep.
You tap down just a little bit,
Oh, all
and
right.
it comes off, and then the end heats up.
Yep.
And you don't want to do that all the time because you want the cigar to stay cool.
All right.
So you smoke a little bit more, and then when you're ready to do it, you do because you don't want to make a ash out of yourself. You don't want to. You don't
That's
want
right.
ashes all over you.
yeah, don't be an ash hole.
Yeah.
Matt says he'll be here in 2 minutes.
We'll see you in a minute then. Come by. We got plenty of cake.
So your question,
So he's driving and watching the show.
apparently.
You can do a lot of things these days in cars.
Oh my God.
To your question, how many shows have we had that didn't make it to 6 months? I think the answer is 2.
All right.
And part of the reason our record
So you
is
guys,
so
you
good,
guys are keeping it good.
well, as you know,
We
we
vet.
pre-qualify.
We vet these
You vet
people.
really good, right?
We vet. We purposely try to turn people up. Matt Tobacco walking in. How this is unbelievable what this does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut some cake.
And
It's a party.
you know, a very successful retail cigar business we have.
Yep.
We did the podcast studio because we do our own podcasts and whatever. And we want to, if somebody's going to come in, we want to provide value and make it a win-win situation for them. And
course,
certainly
yeah.
not take from anybody if it shouldn't do it. So we vet.
Yep.
Somebody comes in and says, I want to do a podcast. And then it's like,
About anything and
but,
everything.
but it becomes, okay, talk to us. They don't realize that we're interviewing them at that point.
Right.
And we
just
wanted
to be completely forthcoming, it's not like you're the only one that we were trying.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've turned away, I'd
Lots.
say double the number that we've actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So for every one person you get, you turn two away?
Yeah.
Wow.
And say no, and I want to give you my money. What's wrong with that? And it's not good. You can do this from your own house. You can do this, whatever.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying don't do it or something, but to come in and, you know, you're all in at this point, right?
Right.
You're talking about a
There's no
real
going back
studio.
at this point.
Yeah. So here it is. And, you know, the two that ended up getting out were vetted to be okay. But then, again, a big percentage of people, you know, I'm not doing this. Or
Right.
They're prepared to be able to do, in their mind, 1 or 2 episodes. Oh, I know just what I want to do. And after 2 or 3 episodes, then they basically blew their load. They got nothing left or
Right,
whatever.
right.
What am I going to do here? And they have nothing. So we're learning as we go on. We sit with them and say, okay, try to figure out what your next 26 episodes. Isn't that
Right.
interesting? This is number 26.
This is number 26.
But
It is.
Can you write down on paper 26 episodes that you would do? And if you can't do that,
Yep.
then what is the sense of doing it? Because
Right.
the hard work is done. You've got the 26 episodes. That's the hard work. Now, right before the show starts, what can we do to improve? What
Yeah.
can we do? Because you are at that point now.
Right.
So now we can look at it and say, okay, you got past all that. Now, how can we really mold this show into segments and hopefully
Right.
advertisers?
Yes.
If
If
somebody's
anyone's
listening
watching,
here,
let
throw
me-
the guy a bone now.
Yeah.
He did 26
26 episodes. We're
He's
not
not
turning
going
back. We're
anywhere.
not going anywhere.
And we're talking ground floor now. This is the ground
Right.
floor.
This is the ground floor. Yeah.
Because what you had to do is get listeners,
Right.
create listeners. I'm looking at your numbers. You're one of the top guys that we have here. That the numbers on
I
Facebook
think we've built a
alone,
really good
thousands,
foundation.
thousands every episode.
Yep.
YouTube plus all the podcast catches there and iHeartRadio and everything that's on there.
And
Right.
they're all trending up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
last month they were all trending up.
So you need to look at how can you provide value. Like we said
That's what
before
I
we
was
had
thinking,
you,
too.
we want to provide value. Who is the ideal candidate to be an advertiser with you
Yep.
of your audience? So who is your audience? I would say your audience is a younger audience than
It
my
is,
audience.
yeah. My audience is predominantly 18 to 40-year-old males.
Ah,
Mhm. You can see that through Facebook, and that was like 70%.
okay.
I think that's what it was.
How old is Beaufort?
Beauford. Oh, he commented in this week.
Oh,
man.
Do you have a comment?
I have a
from
comment
Beaufort?
from him. He's 38 years old. Have you been here in Beaufort?
Beaufort's been hammering.
Beaufort
He's
Tea
been-
Justice?
Buford's been hammering me from Alabama, and he went out to Mississippi to his fucking Bible study, and they were unhappy that we cursed on the show. Let me see. He wrote me a thing.
Well, good
He
thing
wrote me
you
a
called
thing.
it a fucking Bible study.
That's exactly what happened. I'm like, the fucking Bible study. And he was like, Miss Bridget is appalled that you would swear on the show. And Pat O'Leary, if you're watching, he commented in, and he was like, he goes, this guy is the Bobby Boucher. You guys know from The Waterboy?
Yes.
You guys seen The Waterboy? He's like, this is Bobby Boucher real life. My mama doesn't like that language.
That's some awesome H2O right there.
Yeah. Let me see. I have him right here.
Beaufort's my favorite.
He's my
listener.
favorite person of all time. Dear Mr. Connor. He always starts
Mr.
out and
Connor,
he always
it's
starts
so
out and ends it
polite.
so polite. Dear Mr. Connor, I was able to watch your show on the internet, which he always says the internet. Yep, it's on the internet with my church group on our field trip to Mississippi. My group found it difficult to watch. My group leader, Miss Bridget, said that your language is too salty for her, and she left the room.
Well, if she's saying the word salty,
Salty.
she's a little over your demo
Yeah,
right there, right?
Yeah,
Salty?
Yeah, it's 18,
Who says that?
18 to 40. She's got to be above, right?
Yeah, salty.
He also said, my mama said there is no place in society for your casual profanity.
My mama
She has
says.
said that you represent the typical Yankee, callous and crude.
Mama says the
Unrefined.
devil. The devil.
And then he says, Pastor Brandon said, a lifeboat and life jacket won't save you from damnation. Don't worry, Connor. I think he was joking, but he left the room. Eventually, in the end, I was the only one watching the show. On a positive note, people in the town of Venin, Alabama, have told me that they've heard of your national podcast and that you have mentioned the great state of Alabama. Some have told me to tell you that the South will rise again. Sincerely yours, Beaufort Myers.
Beaufort's the best.
Beaufort is the best. He's beating Jim Davenport.
Well,
And
is
all
he
the people that walked away at nighttime listened when no one was around.
Now,
That's what happened, right?
The people that hate can't stop listening.
Right.
who was it that told you to take up a trade?
Jim Davenport.
That was Jim
I'll never
Davenport.
forget him.
Yeah.
That was like 10, 15 weeks ago at this
Yeah.
point.
No, he hammered you early.
He hammered me early. He was. Some guy
No,
wrote in.
I get the sense that Beaufort's trying to offer constructive criticism.
I think he is too. Is that what you're trying
I
to do,
mean-
Beaufort? We really don't know what you're trying to do
the
here.
issue Beaufort has at this point in time
Is that his real name?
Yeah.
He says it is. He says it is Beaufort Myers.
is that if he listens to this show, he's going to burn in the fires of hell for eternity.
Oh God, you think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, sorry,
I mean,
Beauf.
talk to the church group.
That church group is appalled by my language.
Oh.
I think I said the F word again today too.
You
So
did.
we're in big trouble.
You said his fucking Bible study.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
His freaking Bible study.
Friggin'.
Well, Ed, you said you don't give a flying fuck about the Super Bowl. You started it like 6 weeks ago.
He's not talking to me. He's talking to you. I'm a lost cause. at
Sorry,
this
Buford.
point.
Yeah, Ed's a lost cause.
Yeah.
I mean, you
He's already
still,
going to hell. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You maybe you can
Damnation.
still be saved.
I hope so.
Redeem yourself.
What if I were to turn this into a more religious podcast?
I don't know. I feel more like an
That'd be a good guest. Bring a super religious guest on
Right?
and ask them,
Yeah.
is this okay that you're not saying the Lord's name in vain or
No.
talking bad about anybody? It's
No.
basically an adjective.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
but just producing this podcast makes me feel like an instrument of the devil.
Yeah.
You should have walked out, Ed. Like, I am appalled by this man's language. Did you hear what this man said?
Salty.
Salty.
Not
By
the cake, by the way. Delicious.
Miss Bridget.
Was that Mrs. Commentary that made that, or was
It was. It
It
was.
was?
It was my mother.
Mrs. Commentary. Is that
Mrs.
what she goes by?
Commentary.
Yes, yes.
Your
That's-
mama made that
My
cake?
mama, my mama.
Your
gotta,
mama.
Gotta get her on.
I know. I think she's afraid of the
She's
camera.
scared?
No, but you told me she was in a commercial.
She was in a commercial. My mother was in a commercial for Broadway Tire on Broadway and Lawrence. So if you're listening, go see them. They're great. And my mother was in a commercial for them. And it
by
played
the way, they
Monday
should
night.
sponsor you.
That's right.
obviously.
If you guys want another commercial, and it would play during Monday Night Football. You used to see it.
And she can't be on your show?
That's a very good point, Ed.
So
Very good point.
So who would be the advertiser for you if you're talking males 18 to
and it's
40?
mostly in this area. From
Really? Okay.
Massachusetts. It
All right,
looks
so-
like in southern New Hampshire.
All right, so we can go local around here.
Local around here. Who's listening? Who needs advertising?
A lot of people.
A lot of people, right?
Yeah, because your listeners are gonna. If you say so, obviously you're gonna only take an advertiser that you believe in.
Yeah, that
first
too.
off, right? Just like we're saying,
Yep.
we don't want to take people in here if you were doing a Klans rally or something.
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
have any part of it. But
That wasn't a dig at Beaufort, was it?
no. I don't know what his
what his
thoughts
background
are,
is over there.
but his name is Busey, and he's from Alabama.
He's from Alabama. And
Right.
he's in Mississippi for the Bible study.
No, if he's Bible, he's a good person.
Yeah,
right?
he's a good person. Nice
Yeah.
Christian man. But I was thinking about that too. You got to match up with somebody who matches up with your show if you want them to advertise, because you can't get someone who would be super opposed someone saying a swear on the show,
Right, you
and then
can't-
they'd want to back out. So you'd have to be like in a line with how they are.
Well, people are getting their driver's licenses and stuff, and guys looking for automobiles.
Yep.
Auto dealership would be great. All they got to do is sell one car a year or something.
That'll equate to the
Yeah.
exact amount.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to give away the secrets on here. We'll have a whole strategy meeting.
We'll have to.
All right.
Actually, Ed, you know your friend, your Will Noonan?
Yeah.
I saw a tweet he put today. He goes, the best parts of the podcast are the 5 minutes before and after you start recording.
What?
Yeah, and I was laughing. I'm like, because before we start, we're always talking, and then as soon as we
Yeah.
end, we're always talking. And he's like, the funniest parts usually the 5 minutes before and the 5
So,
minutes after.
He was commenting on this very podcast.
No. He was just
Oh,
saying
no.
that about like his or like in
His.
general.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
in
right.
general.
He's not a listener or
No,
viewer.
we got to get him. He needs to start watching.
He seems very busy.
Yeah.
I think he's
Doing commercials.
he's headlining at Laugh Boston this weekend.
I think I saw
believe.
that. Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yes, you do know that. We heard that.
And he is, New England Honda commercials.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's doing good.
Up and coming.
Yeah.
There's automobiles, right? Automobiles.
Honda. He does
Well,
all the Hondas.
And we got our friend Tony V.
Tony V. He
That
was in
Sonata
the
ain't
Sonata.
got no
Ain't got no
driver.
Yeah,
driver.
another one, part of our
Yeah.
podcast.
I
is
don't know what it is about comedians and automobiles.
That's funny though. So many
comedians
people
and
have seen that.
cars. Cars.
Maybe they could get coffee.
Coffee.
You having coffee?
Coffee and Kaz.
Your accent isn't as terrible as mine.
No.
Do people bring that up to you? that you have-
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I don't pronounce the R's. I don't think. Not fully.
Not a lot.
No. I mean, if we probably went out to Alabama, they'd think that I didn't say my
God.
R's at all.
I think they talk funny.
Yeah, they say stuff to us.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, do you got any other topics, or we're just here to?
We're just
We're
here to
celebrate.
celebrate
Yeah,
for this
celebrate.
week.
So what do you think? Smoking a cigar?
I
Do you
like
feel
it.
good about it?
Yeah.
Is this something I can count on you in the future?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
for celebratory things. Cake and cigars goes good together.
Yeah, absolutely.
this cigar complements this cake beautifully.
Does it? So it was a good
Oh,
mixture. I'm happy to hear
perfect.
that.
Are you a drinker?
A little bit, yeah. I
like
mostly
a scotch
drink beer
or,
though.
or mostly beer.
Yeah.
It's not a beer.
It won't
type
go
thing.
with
I don't
beer, right?
think.
You could have a nice liqueur.
People that have scotches and things like that with a cigar. I'm not a
This
drinker myself
this
either.
sophisticated.
But I like coffee drinker.
Yeah, I drink coffee. Yeah,
Coffee and cigars, I think, is the best.
Yeah. Very.
it's a good way to wake up in the
combination.
morning, right?
Well, for Ed, boy, I'll tell you, I
Oh.
see
That's
him.
that's your morning routine, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Ed smokes a lot of cigars.
I know.
A
I see
lot.
them.
I smoke.
Dave, rarely do I smoke more than 8 a day.
8 a day.
8 a day.
I mean, rarely.
We're only awake for 16 hours.
Eh,
The average cigar consumer smokes about 2 cigars a week.
Yep, that would make
Two.
sense.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
And Ed takes care of that by having
I
8
take
a
the
day.
month out in a day.
Yep.
Yeah. So he buys a box of cigars. It's a couple of days, few days. Maybe.
Here's something for you.
Let's hear it.
Connor. You know someone named James Michael Sama?
I
Yes,
certainly
I do too.
Yes,
All
we all
right.
do.
He wants Beauford on the show as a guest.
I will do my absolute best to get him up here from Alabama for James.
Or
1 year anniversary. He's
1
only
year
6
anniversary.
months,
He's only 6
away,
months away.
Beauford.
if he has the internet,
He does, right? He
we
says he
can-
has
we
internet.
can maybe somehow.
I don't know if
figure
they
out-
have that in Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's seeing the show, I
He
guess
says he
does.
sees it on internet.
Yeah, so
He's
we
calling it
could
a webcast.
somehow-
Does he call it the internet?
He says the internet.
Yeah, that,
and
that's
he
a
goes,
sign
I
of
saw,
age too.
I saw it. I saw your webcast on the internet.
well,
or on the Facebook.
so somehow we could probably figure out how
I'm
to
gonna
get
tr-
him through the
I'm gonna
internet.
try and get him. Yeah, I'm gonna try
onto-
and get him.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna
talk
say,
to
hey,
him.
come on, let's
because-
have a convo.
Oh boy, this is like podcast support group. Scott Williams joined.
Hey,
Nice, hey.
That's the quirky dog.
The quirky
pod.
dog.
Wow,
Quack, quack.
nice.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. All right, let's see.
That's good.
6 months in, you've been doing it for 9 years, 500 episodes. What advice do you have?
Keep it up because consistency is the name of the game. Be
Right.
consistent. Try to figure out. That's why I asked you the question of who is your audience.
Yep.
So now you zero in and let's see. Beaufort is the guy.
He's the guy.
Always think of him, and you always talk to him, and that's who you
Yep.
think about. And there's a whole bunch of people like him, and those people are going to do it. And even the ones that aren't like him are going to. That's going to be the way you're talking to him. So
Yeah.
Right.
I do it when I do my show. I have the person in mind that I'm talking to, and that's who I'm talking to.
It
It's always
sounds
been that
like
way.
Beauford is Connor's Rudy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my guy is Rudy.
Rudy, all right.
And on our first episode that we did 10 years ago,
Jeez.
we
I didn't even know the podcast existed 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
there was a guy listening, and he was from Canada. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how this guy found me.
Right.
And then as a
It's
year
amazing.
went on, there he was still.
Yeah.
And here it is 10 years later in the sky.
Yeah.
And I flew him up one year.
You did? He's
And I said, okay, come on up because he's from Canada. He came up and we
Yep.
did a big cigar event and stuff because, again, a cigar store. And I got to meet him. And to this day, it's almost 10 years in.
Yep.
And
It's
they're-
rare that any Saturday he misses the live show.
Wow.
almost
So
every week.
that was my
for
guy.
10
Yep.
years.
And Beaufort is your guy.
That's my guy.
So you see if you can hang on to him for 10 years.
Yep.
But it was always Rudy in mind, and every once in a while bringing his name up, or somebody would be looking. I never had a computer in front of me. As well, Rudy's there or something.
Yeah.
Rudy's got a question.
Rudy's got,
Yeah.
Rudy's got something to say.
yeah.
And-
I'll say that right now. Anyone who's been watching all the episodes at the 1 year mark, I'm going to fly someone up and bring them on
There
from
we
wherever
go.
they're from.
Nice.
There we go, a little contest there. and
So maybe
That's right.
if Buford can hang
Buford,
in there,
if he hangs in there, whoever.
but your salty language.
and I wonder
Salty
how
language.
he found you.
That's such a good question. I don't know how these people find me. Like
Yeah.
that guy Jim Davenport.
Right.
Or remember there was the kid that made fun of me and Jason Martin the first time he came
Yep.
on. He was from Canada,
Well, and then there was that one from some other
from Central
coun-
Visayas,
right?
which
who
is a
said that you're a
that said
terrible
we were
racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, but he was from Central Visayas, which is like a peninsula. It's like an island off of like Thailand or something. I don't even
Right.
know what it was.
Crazy.
It was like its own little country, and it
Yeah.
was, I don't know, 8,000 miles away.
So it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
You're worldwide.
I'm worldwide. I give all the credit to Ed, making people get out there. He's putting it out there, and they're finding us.
So how about the future? Any special guests or anything? Did you get to meet somebody in this 6 months that you wanted, and the podcast is the reason why they ended up coming for
I
you?
met a few cool people. I met JD, kid from 103.3 Amp Radio. That
Yeah, I
was
remember seeing
cool. Yeah. I had actually the girl that manages him came on. She does the Fantasy Fangirl. That was cool as well.
Yeah.
I
Spike
knew
King.
Spike King. I knew Spike King a little bit before, but I never really hung out with him.
He's a lively fellow.
He's
Oh,
really
yeah.
lively. He's got the
Plenty of
energy.
energy. Yeah.
He's got tons of energy. James, I already knew.
yeah.
You know, a few people came on I already knew, but there were a lot of people I met that I'd never known before.
You hit so
all
many
because of the
different
show.
topics with the opioid crisis and
Well,
the people
yep.
recovering
Yeah.
and
Right.
Our friend the lawyer.
I had attorney Craig Higgins on.
Yeah, that was one of
That
the
was an
best
amazing
episodes
story.
that has been aired on all of the United podcasts.
Right.
Yeah. As an older guy, I enjoyed how you guys do the dating thing, and the
Yep.
swiping and
Yep.
all that
Mikey,
stuff.
good
I
boy.
had no idea what
He's got to come back on at
we
some
used to have
point.
to take the girl out and get a few drinks in her and
Yeah.
stuff. You guys swipe and stuff. I'm like, all right.
But I was a little,
Times have changed.
little disappointed he wasn't getting multiple dates per day.
Right.
He just wasn't pushing hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. You could have been going Saturday morning for breakfast,
Exactly.
lunch
Let's
and
get
dinner.
a coffee.
Yeah,
Oh, how about a
coffee.
drink? Okay,
Yeah.
this one for dinner.
You brought a professional comedian in.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
And then we ended up
Jason
having him
Martin.
on the Dueling Comedians
We
podcast,
did.
the
Yep.
crossover. And I think he's going to be on the Ashholes because he's checking you out right now.
Nice.
He likes what he sees.
And the live audience.
You're holding your cigar. You're smoking it like you know what
Does he
you're
look
doing.
like a natural?
He's a natural.
You think so?
He's
I'm
picking
it up.
For the
All
first time
For
ever.
the first time ever.
ever.
Sometimes,
Nice.
sometimes I see people holding the cigar. I don't know what goes on and whatever,
Oh,
but
it's-
you're holding it right. You're
Right.
You're drawing
Like,
in. You're
like
not
the-
kissing the cigar.
Like
Like
the,
people-
the
people-
Nazi from
Yeah.
an old movie or
Yeah.
something, you know?
From
I'm
Hogan's
delivering it with
Heroes.
purpose.
Yeah. Nobody knows what that is. It's not his
Listen,
demo.
Just the other day, I'm thinking about it. Who thought Hogan's Heroes? Well, they're going to be Nazis, but they're going to be funny Nazis.
Right, isn't it?
You know?
It'll be in a concentration camp and stuff. It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's a comedy. This will work. And it went on for years and years. I
So-
hear they're making a movie of it.
Really?
Yeah. Movie
Not
being
with
made now.
Robert Crane.
Not with him
Dead.
because he was murdered.
Yep.
Yeah, mysterious circumstances.
You know what Hogan's Heroes is?
I don't,
No
but it sounds
idea.
pretty funny.
And neither does your audience. So never mind.
Yeah.
That's why it's
That's
the worst
why-
episode.
yeah. Well,
That's
He
why.
probably doesn't even know F Troop.
No, I know.
I don't know much.
Nothing.
No?
Wow. We're
F
so-
Troop with the Hakawi Indians that always show up and say, "We're the Hakawi."
I wasn't born till the 90s.
All right. I guess
90s.
we've had enough.
We've
of
had
this.
enough. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you
so
very
proud
much.
of you. So
Thank
proud.
you to everyone who's been watching, supporting for the past 6 months. I can't wait to see what the next 6 months brings. Thank you to Ed. Ed, you have anything to add? No? Thumbs up from
Well,
Ed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you to Connor's mom. This cake is
Yes.
delicious.
Wow, there we go. Great rating.
Oh, and Connor's mom should come see us.
You should.
That too, Mom. Now you're on the spot.
Maybe bring her when Beaufort comes on.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.